Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. So this video is gonna be chaotic. I'm not wearing makeup, my hair's in a bun, I'm wearing pajamas. My washer's going on in the background. There's horrible lighting, it's storming outside, but I just wanted to film a haul.
Sorry, I just wanted to film a haul. If you're mad about it, sound off in the comments, I guess. But hey, you're getting a haul, so be grateful.
First, I'm gonna start out by going over my book of the month picks for December and January. So in December, I got The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. I already read this book. That's why I don't have it with me right now. I left it actually at my mom's house so she can read it because I enjoyed it so much. It is a modernized Jane Eyre retelling. It's a thriller. It's super short, fast paced. It reminds me a lot of The Last Mrs. Parrish because it's kind of like I'm gonna swoop into the suburban rich area and snatch a bitch's life. So I highly recommend that one. And my add-on pick for December was No Exit by Taylor Adams. I have read this book before. It's 5 stars. It's one of my very favorites of all time. It's about a girl who is driving home for Christmas break and gets stuck in a snowstorm at a rest stop, and while she's there at the rest stop, she notices that there is a child locked in a cage in the back of another car at the rest stop. It's amazing, and I just ordered it as an add-on because I didn't actually have a physical copy of this book, and I wanted one because I want to reread it. For my January book of the month picks, I got The Dating Plan, I think it's called. It was the romance option for this month, and it just sounded really cute and adorable, so I don't really know what it's about. Nothing, but that one is on its way to me in my book of the month box. Along with an add-on, I got The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James, which is a ghosty story that I've been hearing a lot about and seeing in a lot of people's top 20 books of 2020 videos, so I thought I would just go ahead and pull the trigger and buy it because a lot of people seem to be liking it. Another book that I have in the mail on its way to me was one that I pre-ordered and is still missing in action, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I absolutely love Matt Haig, and so I was super excited to get his 2020 release. It was literally sold out everywhere, so I pre-ordered the next release on Amazon. I don't know where she is. She's missing in action. That's the only place I could find her, so hopefully she gets to me soon because I really want to read her. And this book follows a woman who walks into this library and she gets to basically open a book and see how her life would have been if she would have made different choices at various intersections during her life. So I think those themes of like regret and stuff like that is very interesting. People have also been rating this book really highly. It won the Goodreads Choice Awards for the fiction category, so I have really high hopes for it. So now I will get into all of the books I got for Christmas, bought with Christmas money, were gifted to me during this season, and everything that I physically have with me here. So the first few books I got from my mom, thank you, Mom. She got me The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. I filmed my 2020 best books video before I read this, but this is my favorite book of 2020. I just already had that video up before I read it because I read this in the last couple days of the year. But I absolutely love this book. It's a YA story written in verse about our main character here who is discovering his sexuality, personality, and identity through the art of drag as he moves through all the way from being a toddler, in elementary school, middle school, high school, and then college. So absolutely love this book. It was wonderful. I highly, highly recommend it. If you like stories written in verse, if you like hearing about drag, I love watching Drag Race and stuff like that. So this was like my dream book. Also, our main character is of mixed race. So he's half Greek and half African American. I love reading about mixed race characters and their experience because it is so different and unique and not something that we hear a lot of. So I really appreciated that representation as well. And just hearing about a Greek and Black culture, like that's not something that I at least see a lot of representation for in the media. So I really appreciated that. Next up, I have Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. My mom got me a physical copy of this book because I had an ARC of it when I read it earlier this year, and I never ended up getting the physical copy. So I'm so excited that I got this book. It's one of my favorites of the year. If you didn't see that video, I will go ahead and link it. You should definitely watch that. This one was in there. She was in my top 5, I believe. And this follows a missing girl and a bunch of different perspectives of people that are kind of tangentially related to her in some way, including her therapist, people that live in her neighborhood, and a weird man that taught at her school who obviously is the suspect for her disappearance throughout the story.
But everything is not what it seems, as always with Lisa Jewell. So, no spoilers.
Next up, I have Una Out of Order by Margarita Montemor, and I'm so excited to read this one today. It's actually New Year's Eve day right now, and obviously this takes place on New Year's Eve, so I'm very excited to get into this after I finish filming this video. This is a historical fiction with a kind of sci-fi element. It is set in the 1980s as this young girl, Una, is about to she's turning 19 at midnight on New Year's Eve, and throughout the night she's waking up into different time periods in her life, and she doesn't know where she is, how old she is, and she's trying to figure out how she got there and if she's going to be happy with her life. I've heard really great things about this. It's been personally recommended to me just based on my own personal taste by a few of my friends here on BookTube, so I have really high hopes for her. Next up, my mom got me The Nesting by C.J. Cook. I heard a lot about this from Gabby Reads. She definitely influenced me getting this book from my mother. And this has like turn of the key vibe. So it's about a nanny who is taking care of children in a weird, creepy forest. It is like gothic horror meets thriller meets turn of the screw. I'm very much anticipating this one. Next up, I have Never Let You Go by Chevy Stevens. This is like giving me major Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris vibes. It's about a woman who is stuck in an abusive relationship, and she actually escapes with her daughter, and years later, her ex-husband who she escaped from is released from prison, and he starts to come after her again. I've heard really good things about this one. I've never read from this thriller author, so I'm excited to try them out. Next up, my mom got me Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. This is the last standalone by Karen Slaughter that I have yet to read, and I'm really excited about it. Y'all know I love Karen Slaughter. She wrote my favorite book of 2020, which is Pretty Girls, obviously. And I don't like to go into Karen Slaughter books knowing anything because there's usually like crazy graphic, horrifying scenes on the first few chapters, so I don't even want to know a hint of what that's gonna be. The tagline is Mother, Hero, Liar, Killer. How can you tell when all you have is pieces of her? And then the first little sentence right here on the inside says, what if the person you thought you knew best turns out to be someone you never knew at all? So this is gonna be definitely one of my first reads of the year, and I'm so excited to get to her. The last book my mom got me for Christmas is Two Truths and a Lie by Meg Mitchell-Moore. I read The Islanders by Meg Mitchell-Moore this past summer, and I absolutely loved it. It was just a fun, fluffy, cute contemporary with a little bit of a mystery element, and that is kind of what this is giving me. She's serving me a simple favor. She's serving me Big Little Lies. She's serving me beach vibes. And I don't know about y'all, but where I live in Texas, it's gonna get hot around the end of March, and I'm gonna be laying out by my pool every single day. So this is definitely what I'm going to start reading in a couple months when I'm laying out by the pool. I just cannot wait. But yeah, this one is described as a suburban summer thriller. So very much Big Little Lies, rich women that have secrets and are telling lies to each other, and somebody's dead. Thank God my washing machine finally shut off. Y'all are probably like jumping for joy. The sound is so much better. But when you get the inspiration to film, when inspiration strikes, should a washing machine hold you back? No. Should being in pajamas hold you back? No. Did y'all hear that? She literally just started again. Oh my God. Right when I was saying,
I'm so glad she's done.
She's back from the grave. Sorry. These next two books were gifted to me through the Page Turner Book Club gift exchange, and my Secret Santa was Jess from Books Past Bedtime. Literally, how did she get my name? It was fate. She literally knows me. She got me 2 books, which she didn't have to do, but she just simply loves me and I love her. Thank you so much, Jess, for these books. I've already read one of them, and that one is Take a Hint, Danny Brown, which I gave 5 stars, and I absolutely loved it so much. This is the second rom-com in the Brown Sisters trilogy. Obviously, Get a Life, Chloe Brown was in my top favorites of 2020, and the follow-up would have been in that video as well if I would have read it before I filmed that video, because I still think I like Chloe Brown a little bit more than this one, because I connected with Chloe's personality a little bit more than Danny's personality, but I still really enjoyed this. This is a friends to lovers story and a fake dating story as well. So these 2 friends start fake dating to kind of help each other out in a business sense once a viral cute video of them gets, you know, blown up on Twitter. So it's really cute and funny and adorable, and
oh my god, I just love this relationship so much.
I love how Talia Hibbert writes her men very emotionally intelligent. I really appreciate that, because those are the men that we should be lusting after, not these Colleen Hoover, emotionally stunted ass, traumatic ass. I can't. And then the other book that Jess got me is The End of Her by Sherry Lapina, and I'm actually working my way through Sherry Lapina's backlist right now. I've read all of her books now except for this one, so I'm excited to get to it soon. And this is a domestic thriller about a sweet little married couple who's just going about their lives. But the husband actually had a previous marriage and she passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
And one night, a stranger shows up on their doorstep and accuses him of murdering her, although her death was previously ruled an accident. Sounds like everything I want. I love Sherry Lapina. I know some people don't like her that much, but I really do, so I'm super excited to get into this one. This next section of books I got from a used bookstore in Houston when I was home for Christmas, and I don't know much about these, so you're not gonna get great synopses. I'm so sorry, I'm just gonna preface that. These were really like impulse cover buys because I was just having a lot of fun going through the bookshop and picking and looking and vibing. So this is what you're getting. The first one that I picked up is The Dinner by Herman Cook, and this one sounds really interesting. I got it in the humorous fiction section, so this is supposed to be funny. It's kind of giving me Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson vibes, but it's also part mystery thriller. So these 2 15-year-old boys apparently get into some shit, they did something illegal, and their families have dinner together and try to basically come to an agreement of how they're going to handle this, how they're going to cover it up, and what to do about their boys doing this. It's basically about what you will do to protect the people that you love, and also exploring what happened and what these boys actually did. So I'm pretty sure the whole story takes place over dinner, and it's gonna be like quirky, funny, thrilling, weird, and that's everything that I want. Speaking of Kevin Wilson, who I mentioned earlier, I really enjoyed reading his book Nothing to See Here for the DCG readathon. I will link that vlog all around if you haven't seen that yet. But I really enjoyed his first book, so when I saw Perfect Little World by Kevin Wilson, I just had to pick it up. Look at this cover. I think it's absolutely adorable. Oh my god, I love this book. So this book is about a pregnant mother who's alone. She's a single mother. She's down on her luck. She doesn't know how she's going to raise this child. And she meets a man who is a doctor and running an experiment where he's trying to see what would happen if children were raised in his perfect little world. So basically simulating the perfect environment for a child to grow up in. And she agrees to do this experiment, and it's what happens from there. very excited to get into this. It sounds very interesting, and I know it's gonna be funny and weird. Lastly, from that bookstore, I got a vintage Agatha Christie. Look how beautiful this is, and it has Sleeping Murder and The Murder at the Vicarage in this one book. These are both Miss Marple mysteries, and I've never read one of those, so I'm very excited to get into these and see which series I like better, because Hercule honestly has my heart, so we'll see about you, Miss Marple. All right, guys, these last few books are just ones that I randomly picked up, got with Christmas money, got with Amazon gift cards, blah, 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 blah. So the first one I have here is Simple Wilds by K.A. Tucker. I got this on recommendation from my friend Caroline here on BookTube, and spoiler alert, this might be for a very special video coming up in the next month or so. So get ready for that. I don't know much about this book other than it's a romance set in Alaska, and I'm trying to read it while it's still cold outside, so.
That's what I know. Moving on.
Next, I got Layla by Colleen Hoover, and Gabby Reed said she really liked this one. I like Colleen Hoover, especially Verity by Colleen Hoover, and this has Verity vibes. So it's a thrilling paranormal ghost story with a romance. Sounds intriguing. I think what happens is the main character that we're following is a man, which I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. But this man meets Layla and he falls in love with her, and she tragically passes away.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
Very early on in their relationship, and she dies, and then he meets another woman, and Layla might come back to haunt him and say, no, you're still mine, even from beyond the grave. And that just sounds creepy and horrifying and very much like Verity, so I think I'm gonna like it. All right, we're getting into the last couple books here. The next one I have is Brunch and Other Obligations by Suzanne Nunget? I have no idea. So this book is a contemporary about grief. These four friends are very, very different from each other. The only thing they have in common is this one friend. Like, it's like if all your mutual friends like got together, but they don't know each other, but they know you know, that kind of awkward situation. Yeah, well, the mutual friend that they all know passes away.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
And her dying wish is that these four friends that she loves so much all get to know each other by having brunch every week. So it's supposed to be like sweet and heartwarming and have themes of grief. And y'all know how I love reading books about grief. If you didn't know, I'm running grief groups right now. I'm getting my master's in mental health counseling. So I do a lot of grief work, and I think I'm gonna enjoy this. And the last book that I have to show you in this haul is The Girl from Widow Hills by Megan Miranda. I've been wanting to get to this one for a while because I've read every single one of Megan Miranda's other books. They're hit or miss for me, but this one sounds really good. It has a true crime podcast element, and it's about a missing girl. Very much Sadie vibes, very much Night Swim vibes, and I'm kind of living for it. So this is gonna be another one that I hope to read really, really soon at the beginning of 2021. Oh my God, 2021, it's almost 2021. Tomorrow is gonna be 2021. You guys, thank you for being here and watching this chaotic haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're, wearing your pajamas and drinking your hot cocoa and having a nice little cozy time with me right now. And that's all I have for you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful new year. When you're watching this, we're probably already into the new year. So I hope you're having a wonderful 2021 so far. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.